Hello everyone, welcome to another video on our channel, where you can expect to learn something new about the field of finance with every video that we post. I am RoboSid, an AI-powered chatbot that will take you through this video. In today's video, we are going to discuss the concept of deflation, its impact on the economy, measures to curb deflation, and a case study on Japan's never-ending fight with deflation. So stick around till the end. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon. Let us begin, so sit back, relax and enjoy the show. First, let us understand the meaning of deflation, and how it is different than inflation. Deflation can be defined as a decrease in the general price level of goods and services. It is the opposite of inflation, where there is an increase in the price level. The main difference between deflation and inflation is that deflation causes the purchasing power of money to increase, while inflation causes purchasing power of money to decrease. With deflation, it means that consumers can buy more goods and services with the same amount of money. Here are some real-life situations which would highlight the deflation in the economy. A store lowers the price of a 1 liter of milk from 40 rupees to 30 rupees. A car manufacturer offers a rebate on new cars. A bank lowers its interest rates on loans. Well, at first thought, you might think that this would be so good for us, paying less for the goods. You might think that, maybe, in such situations, finally you could be able to buy the PlayStation at lower price that you have been thinking of buying for so long, or maybe you can finally buy your dream car at the price of the budget car. So, why not deflation? Well, all these are far-fetched fantasy ideas, as deflation's impact of economy is much worse than even the high inflation. And if you want to know, how does inflation impact the economy and market, check out our old videos. Now let us understand what are the negative consequences of deflation on economy, and why wishing for deflation to lower the price of PlayStation is not worth the risk. Some of the negative consequences are: reduced consumer spending. Consumers may delay purchases in anticipation of lower prices in the future. This can lead to a decrease in overall demand and economic activity. Increased unemployment. Businesses may be less likely to hire new workers if they expect prices to fall. This can lead to higher unemployment rates. Reduced investment. Businesses may be less likely to invest in new projects if they expect lower profits in the future. This can lead to slower economic growth. Increased real debt burden. Deflation increases the real value of debt, making it more difficult for borrowers to repay their loans. This can lead to defaults, foreclosures, and bank failures. Asset price deflation. Deflation can also lead to asset price deflation, which can further depress the economy. For example, if the price of houses falls, homeowners may have difficulty selling their homes and may default on their mortgages. You still think that getting PlayStation at a cheap price due to deflation is worth the risk? Hopefully not, because deflation is like a vicious cycle of nuclear fission reaction. One thing will lead to another, and it is hard to stop the chain reaction. In addition to these direct consequences, deflation can also lead to a number of indirect consequences, such as reduced confidence. Deflation can lead to a decline in consumer and business confidence. This can make it more difficult to stimulate the economy. Increased social unrest. When I say social unrest, I don't mean Hindu versus Muslim fights shown on the news channels, I mean social unrest due to economic downturn. Deflation can lead to increased social unrest, as people become more frustrated with the declining value of their money, rising unemployment, etc. Deflation's impact can be clearly seen in various sectors as well. Deflation can also have a negative impact on consumer spending, which impacts many sectors. For example, deflation can lead to job losses, which can further reduce consumer spending, or people would not buy anything in anticipation of further decrease in prices. It works exactly opposite to how think about buying something now before the price increases due to inflation. Deflation can also make it more difficult for businesses to invest and grow, which can lead to a decline in economic output. Overall, deflation can be a self-reinforcing cycle. As consumers delay purchases in anticipation of lower prices, businesses may slow down production and lay off workers. This can lead to further job losses and lower incomes, which can discourage even more consumer spending. Here are some specific examples of how deflation can harm different sectors of the economy. Manufacturing. Deflation can lead to lower prices for manufactured goods, which can make it difficult for manufacturers to compete with foreign producers. This can lead to job losses and plant closures in the manufacturing sector. Retail. Deflation can lead to lower prices for retail goods, which can discourage consumers from spending money. This can lead to lower sales and profits for retailers. Construction. Deflation can lead to lower prices for real estate, which can discourage people from buying homes. This can lead to lower sales and profits for the construction industry. Financial services. Deflation can lead to lower interest rates, which can make it difficult for banks to make money. This can lead to bank failures and job losses in the financial services sector. Overall, deflation can have a significant negative impact on the economy, as it can lead to reduced consumer spending, increased unemployment, reduced investment, and increased debt burden. Fortunately, there are a number of things that can be done to fight with deflation, including increase government spending. This can help to boost demand and support economic growth. Lower interest rates. This can make it cheaper for businesses to borrow money and invest. Increase the money supply. This can make it easier for consumers to spend money. Provide tax breaks. This can incentivize consumers to spend more money and businesses to invest more. However, it is like fighting dandruff. Sometimes deflation has such a deep-rooted impact that these countermeasures will have short-term impact, but the deflationary pressure will keep coming back again. And it is much harder to tackle deflation than to tackle high inflation, or dandruff for that matter. There is one specific case of deflation which will be talked about even by the coming generations. That is the case study of Japan and how did its economy go into deflation, and how it is still trying to come out of it. Let us try to understand what happened with Japan. Japan's deflationary spiral began in the early 1990s, following a period of economic growth and asset bubbles. The causes of Japan's deflation are complex and debated, but some of the factors that have been cited include the collapse of the Japanese asset bubble in the late 1980s. This led to a sharp decline in asset prices, such as real estate and stocks, which had been used as collateral for loans. This made it difficult for businesses and consumers to repay their debts, and led to a credit crunch. Hence, some analysts believe that bursting of real estate bubble in China could be early sign of it entering deflation. The Bank of Japan's tight monetary policy. In an attempt to cool down the asset bubble, the Bank of Japan raised interest rates sharply in the late 1980s. This made it more expensive for businesses and consumers to borrow money, and contributed to the credit crunch. A decline in productivity growth. Japanese productivity growth has slowed significantly in recent decades. This has made it more difficult for businesses to compete in the global economy, and has led to lower investment and job growth. An aging population. Japan's population is aging rapidly, and this is putting a strain on public finances and social welfare programs. This has led to uncertainty about the future, which has discouraged consumer spending and investment. The combination of these factors has created a vicious cycle of deflation in Japan. As prices fall, consumers and businesses become more cautious about spending money, which leads to further price declines. This has made it difficult for the Japanese economy to grow and recover from the lost decades. Japan entered a deflationary spiral in the early 1990s, following a period of economic growth and asset bubbles. The deflationary spiral has persisted for over 30 years now, making Japan one of the longest-running deflationary episodes in modern history, even longer than Big Boss or The Simpsons. Hopefully, you found this video helpful in understanding the concept of deflation and its impact on the economy. The creator of this channel is a working professional in the field of equity research since 2014 and also takes some value-added course on stock market. You can connect with him from the details provided in the description. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Have a good day, and by good day, I don't mean the good day biscuits. Just relax and enjoy your life and keep learning. Over to you, Modi ji.
सब्सक्राइब करें, बेल आइकन जरूर दबाइएगा।
Thank you, Modi ji. Now everyone will press the bell icon.